DJ revolves it. Ice, ice,
okay, that's my girl, she my one, she my only. Ride or die, yeah, my female homie. She drives a race.
Just thank you, baby, let's swing it.
The beat real smooth and nicely, ladies. I wanna rock with you, and later in the night, you know I'd like to pursue.
Untold iceberg, secrets, scandals, and a balcony standoff? What do a stolen Queen sample, Suge Knight, Madonna, and a 15th floor hotel balcony all have in common? One name, Vanilla Ice. At 58, he finally admitted what we all suspected. Vanilla Ice was more than a one-hit wonder. He was the accidental lightning bolt that struck the music world, igniting controversy, fame, and chaos, all at once. He was once the face of a generation, but what most people didn't know? Behind that icy stare was a storm of lawsuits, betrayals, and near-death showdowns that threatened to end it all, long before the world moved on. Did Suge Knight really hang him off a balcony? Did Madonna really propose to him? And what about the stolen beat? You see, behind every platinum record and poster-worthy dance move was a hidden cost. Deals signed under pressure, friendships lost, reputations shattered. This isn't just the rise and fall of a pop-rap icon. It's a cautionary tale, a Hollywood thriller, set to a beat. Now let's roll it all back to where it began. Before the stardom, before Ice Ice Baby, before the industry took him and chewed him up. This is the true, untold story of the man behind the myth, Robert Van Winkle. Born into chaos, the origins of Robert Van Winkle. Before the spotlight, before the stadiums, before the scandal, there was just a kid named Robert, born on Halloween and raised in unpredictability. From day one, Robert Van Winkle's life was steeped in mystery. His biological father? A complete question mark. He never met the man, didn't even know his name. Van Winkle was simply the surname of the man his mother happened to be married to when he was born. But don't get too attached to that name. It didn't stick around for long. Neither did many of her husbands. "My mom's been married 7 times," Robert once revealed with a mix of humor and heartache. He wasn't an only child, but he might as well have been. Each sibling, a different dad, a tangled family tree with no clear roots. We were a patchwork family, and yeah, it was messy. Still, Robert doesn't paint his childhood in purely dark colors. Amidst the revolving door of father figures, one man, Byron, a stepdad, stood out. Byron was the one who showed up. He took me to motocross races. He gave me something to believe in. That's where Vanilla Ice's first love was born. Not music, not fame, but motocross. In the roar of engines and the rush of speed, he found something that felt like purpose. But just when life seemed to be forming a rhythm, school tried to box him in, and he wasn't having it. Dropping out, spinning heads, and the birth of Vanilla Ice. While his classmates were stressing over geometry, Robert Van Winkle was already out chasing something much wilder. By 10th grade, he hit the eject button. School just wasn't for him. He had already discovered something far more thrilling than textbooks, motocross racing. I was making money doing what I loved. Why sit in class when I could be on the track? His mom? Not your average PTA member. She walked into the principal's office and basically said, "My son doesn't do homework. He's got other plans." But the racetrack wasn't his only stage. At night, Robert was perfecting breakdancing moves with his friends. And in that world, being the only white kid in the crew came with a nickname, Vanilla. He hated it at first. I told them, stop calling me that. Why vanilla? Because I'm white? Then came the ice. He mastered a signature move in their breakdancing circle called the ice. And just like that, his friends started putting it together. Yo, Vanilla, do the ice move. Vanilla Ice, that's your name now. It wasn't a stage name. It was peer-anointed, and it stuck like glue. And while other teens were flipping burgers, Vanilla Ice was flipping the script, literally, performing at local malls, spinning on his head for tips, and making $40 a day. That mall floor? That was my first stage. That's where the journey really began. But everything changed the night a friend dared him to get on stage at a local Dallas club. He was about to go from spinning on tile floors to spinning heads in nightclubs and catching the attention of people who saw dollar signs when he moved. One dare, one mic, one night in Dallas, and Vanilla Ice's fate was sealed. He wasn't even supposed to perform that night. A buddy named Squirrel nudged him toward the stage at a club called City Lights, daring him to spit some rhymes and bust a few moves. What happened next? He brought the house down. I tore it up. When I came off stage, people were handing me cards, promoters, club managers. They saw something. That night, he scored a regular gig, and soon after, a contract with club owner Tommy Kwan. They'd release his first single, Play That Funky Music, with Ice Ice Baby casually thrown on the B-side. No one thought much of it until a DJ in Georgia spun the wrong side of the record. And the crowd lost their minds. The beat? Infectious. The hook? Instant. The rest? Hip-hop history. By 1990, Ice Ice Baby made history. It became the first rap song to hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Not Tupac, not Biggie, not Run DMC, Vanilla Ice. The album was repackaged as To the Extreme, and it shattered records, staying at #1 for 16 weeks, becoming the fastest-selling rap album in history. From mall dancer to megastar in under a year. But the higher the climb, the harder the fall. And behind the scenes? The cracks were already showing. The ice melts, Backlash, beef, and the Arsenio Show showdown being a white rapper in a black genre? That came with heat. Real heat. When Vanilla Ice won Favorite New Pop Rock Artist at the 1991 American Music Awards, it didn't feel right to many, especially those in the hip-hop community. He used his speech to vent, pointing fingers at unnamed critics and accusing them of trying to hold him down. Things got worse on the Arsenio Hall show. Arsenio challenged him, not for rapping while white, but because some fans and execs only started embracing hip-hop when they saw a white face doing it. People didn't buy rap until you did it. The room froze. Ice stood his ground, but the rift was undeniable. And then, in living color, aired a savage parody of him that all but crushed his credibility in the culture. In one skit, he went from icon to industry joke. The Suge Knight threat, legend or real. Here's where the story takes a dark turn. A rapper named Mario Lavelle Johnson claimed to co-write Ice Ice Baby, and his friend, none other than Suge Knight, decided to intervene. Legend says they tracked Vanilla Ice to a hotel and took him to the balcony. Did they really dangle him over the railing? Ice denies it, says it was exaggerated. But one thing's for sure, he signed over royalties to Suge and Mario. That money? It helped fund the rise of Tupac, Snoop, and Dr. Dre Vanilla Ice, helped bankroll the empire that changed hip-hop. The stolen beat, the lawsuit, and Queen's revenge. It wasn't just Suge. Next came Queen and David Bowie, Ice Ice Baby had blatantly sampled Under Pressure, and not subtly. The bass line was nearly identical. At first, Ice denied it, said it was slightly different, but the lawsuit came fast. Eventually, a quiet out-of-court settlement gave Ice partial ownership, but the damage was done. Gun charges, mugshots, and a chain reaction Vanilla Ice's rap sheet grew. One arrest happened after he pulled a gun on a homeless man who tried to sell him a chain outside a supermarket. SWAT was called. Ice spent the night in jail. He wasn't a gangster, just paranoid.
Rapper Vanilla Ice free on bond this morning after being arrested in Florida on charges of burglary and grand theft.
The rapper, who shot to fame in the 90s with his hit Ice Ice Baby, has had legal issues in the past.
Fame had made him fearful. Madonna's book, The Proposal, and the Breakup. Yes, he dated Madonna. Yes, she proposed. And yes, she blindsided him.
She even proposed to me. I mean, things were going so crazy and fast, man. I was just like, what? I thought the guy was supposed to do that.
They met in 1991. She watched his show, danced the whole time, and fell hard. But the real shock came when she released her sex book. Without warning him, he'd be featured. He saw it like the rest of us, on shelves. That was the end. 8 months of romance, over in a flash. Movies, music flops, and the pivot to real estate. He tried acting, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles II, and his own film, Cool as Ice, both flops. His second album, Mind Blowin', was shredded by critics. So he pivoted. He traded gold chains for blueprints. By the late 2000s, he reinvented himself, successfully, as a real estate entrepreneur and TV host.
I don't know how I can drop the mic any better than that. Booyah.
Marriage, divorce, and the quiet comeback. He married Laura Giarita in 1997. They had 2 daughters, but trouble followed. He was arrested multiple times for domestic incidents. By 2016, the marriage was over. Today's Ice, the man who outlasted the meme. Today, at 58, Vanilla Ice is no longer the joke. He's a survivor, a dad, a motocross rider again, a home flipper, and yes, still a performer when the beat calls. His net worth? Around $20 million.
Yep. Drop it.